With the men's third major fast approaching, Golfing World's been reminiscing with players who've won previous Open Championships at Royal Birkdale. Today it's the man who lifted the claret jug in 1998, Mark O'Meara.
I love the Open Championship. What can I say? To me, it's the greatest championship in the world.
This will be the 10th occasion the Open Championship will be held at the famous course just north of Liverpool, and the first since 2008. It's a venue where O'Meara had come agonisingly close in 1991, 7 years before he finally got his hands on the famous trophy.
After 3 rounds being tied for the lead with Ian Baker Finch and playing in the final group in the Open Championship in 1991 at Birkdale, watching Ian Baker Finch, hoist the claret jug, and to come back in '98 as the current Masters champion, and knowing that I've had previous good success at Birkdale, to get into the playoff late Sunday afternoon with Brian Watt and go to that extra 4 holes, 16, 17, and 18, and go on to win the Open Championship and have that feeling of hoisting the claret jug on the 18th hole and being the champion golfer of the year. It just capped off a marvelous year for me in 1998.
It was the season that transformed O'Meara from solid touring pro into a future Hall of Famer. Having triumphed at Augusta 3 months earlier, he secured the clubhouse lead on the Sunday afternoon at Birkdale, but could only watch as overnight leader Brian Watts played the last, looking to keep the drama going.
My wife and my children were there, and my son Sean was 9 at the time, and we stood around the 18th green and watched actually Brian play the last hole, and he drove it just in the first cut of rough on the left.
To be a fairly lofted club, he's got to get over the bunker in front and then keep it straight.
It was a long hole, the 18th hole at Birkdale, a very demanding hole, and he had a second shot just barely into the front left bunker. And he had a difficult lie, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I remember my son Sean looking up at me and he goes, "Dad, you're going to win," because he needed to get the ball up and down for a par to tie me at even par. And I looked at my son Sean at the time and I said, "Sean, you can't think that way." And he goes like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you always have to expect your opponent to do something well." And he goes, "What are you talking about, Dad?" I said, "That's just the way you have to think out here."
Nice bounce. Oh, that excuse me.
And Brian Watts got in and almost holed his bunker shot. He hit it about 10 or 12 inches. And my son Sean looked up at me and he goes, "Dad, how'd you know he's going to do that?" I said, "I didn't, but now we're going into a playoff, so you have to always stay ready." And luckily for me, it worked out.
O'Meara was the better player over the 4-hole playoff, birdieing the first to take a 1-stroke advantage over Watts and holding on with this short par putt to claim the title and secure his second major of '98.
Yeah, oh, well done. Well done, Mark O'Meara.
And having conquered Birkdale, he knows just what today's best players can expect when the Open returns there later this month.
I think what makes Birkdale so special is it's right in front of you. I mean, it's a very tough, demanding golf course, but it's very fair. And what I mean by that is there's not a lot of blind tee shots. I mean, the only really hole you'd say it might be a little bit blind is number 9 tee and number 16, where you really can't see the fairway, but every other hole you kind of see what's right in front of you. So, to me, that makes it, probably, if not one of the best Open Championship courses, but, for me, it's my favorite for sure.
Now aged 60, O'Meara will make his final Open Championship appearance this year, fittingly back at Birkdale. So which of the favourites is he tipping to emulate his success there?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say right now. There's so many players playing really, really well. Going into an Open Championship, a lot depends on the weather. It's always weather related and kind of your tee times. And, look at players who have played links golf, well and have some experience around links golf. And for me, just to go back as my last year, being 60 and it's my last year of playing in an Open Championship, to me, there's nothing better. So, I think it's going to be an exciting event.